24th, 23 regular meeting of Belleville City Council. City of Belleville acknowledges we are meeting today on the traditional territory of many nations. The municipality operates on the unceded and unsurrendered lands of our Indigenous peoples. We recognize and honor the historic relationship of the Indigenous peoples to this land and acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. We recognize all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit who call Belleville their home and support the need for cultivating a strong relationship with them. We look forward to fostering a path towards reconciliation and show respect for the Indigenous peoples who first lived and currently live on the land where we now all reside together. For those who's watching on the city streaming service or our YouTube channel or the Your TV broadcast, I would point out that our agenda and all reports are on the city website at www.belleville.ca under the agendas, minutes, and live meeting video on the left side of the screen. If you click on April 24th on the calendar, it will bring you to the agendas for today's meeting. There's a hyperlink on the agenda in the event you wish to look at the reports, and you can follow along. I call this meeting to order. We'll start with a moment of reflection. City Clerk Matt McDonald.
May we be worthy custodians of all that has been entrusted to us. Help us to be concerned only for what will promote good government. May we bring to our council chamber minds that think and hearts that feel, always having respect for others so that we may serve the people of our city in a helpful manner and for the good of all.
Please be seated. Disclosure of pecuniary interest, general nature thereof. Councillor Carr.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to declare a pecuniary interest or conflict on 8A4, contract TOS 2023-06, asphalt resurfacing various locations. I own property on one of the listed roads, so I'll be refraining from voting.
Thank you. And I also have a conflict on 8A1, single source purchase of application to reclaim it. I do own a house on that, one of those streets also. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion for reading and confirmation of minutes, special council meeting minutes of March 22nd, 23rd, and regular council meeting minutes of April 11th, 2023. Moved by Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Kelly. All in favor? Carried. I now need a motion that council will rise and go into committee of the whole to hear and consider reports, passing recommendations and resolutions with Councillor Enright Miller in the chair. Moved by Councillor Alsop. Councillor Brown, all in favor? Carried.
Thank you and good afternoon. We'll start with 8A reports. The agenda shall include under reports items that warrant individual attention from council. 8A1, sole single source purchase of application of Reclamite. Resolution that in accordance with section 30.3, sole and single sourcing, approval and reporting of the city's purchasing bylaw number 2021-99, the quotation from Superior Road Products be accepted for the application of Reclamite in the amount of $98,122.29 plus $12,755.90 HST for a total amount of $110,878.19, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the City of Belleville, and that the clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. May I have a motion to approve the resolution? Councillor Alsop, a seconder. Councillor Kelly. Any discussion? Councillor Millett.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and a question through you to Manager Reid. Mr. Reid, the last term I think we discussed the use of Reclamite, and it's a little bit of inside baseball, but from what I understand, Reclamite, or I recall, Reclamite is an application that prolongs the state or the effectiveness or the life of asphalt. Am I correct? And I see that we, in answering that, if you could, I see that we've got some areas, or some of the streets that we're proposing to use it on. I'm just wondering if those are older areas or if it's new asphalt? Just refresh my memory on the use of that and whether or not it's effective, because we have Albert Street, a section of Albert Street, Chatham Street, Lemoyne, Lingham, Falwell Crescent. I'm speaking in some of the places in the urban area. Mudcat Road, 3,250 meters. Is this being applied to older asphalt, I guess, is my question, or is this equally effective on new or old?
Yeah, through the chair to Councillor Millette. Reclamite is an application base that's it's a tool in our toolbox. Over time, asphalt deteriorates, it oxidizes. The rejuvenating application will soak into the asphalt and bring it back to life. The ideal roads, over case studies have shown that roads that are 3 to 5 years old is the best time to hit it, as it rejuvenates the asphalt back into a state in which it helps prevent cracks and deterioration. Most of the roads listed within the streets selected for this year have been shave and pave candidates or resurfacing projects over the last 3 to 5 years.
Great, thank you.
Councillor Chatton?
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. Also to Manager Reid, I was wondering if there is a significant environmental impact to using Reclamite, first of all, and secondly, is there a guarantee with using Reclamite? I was just at the Good Roads. I had come across a couple of vendors that were talking about having 5-year guarantees for some of their products that were involved in road patching and concrete. And I just wondered if there was anything like that with Reclamite specifically, as an investment, sorry.
Yep. Through the years, there is no specific guarantee that the road would be rehabbed after 5 years, but it is a tool in the toolbox. Again, case studies, this product's been in use for 30 plus years. We've been just slowly using it. We did a couple test sections about 4 or 5 years ago, and we've just been gradually, so this is actually the second year now in a row that we've allocated $100,000 for this application.
Sorry, and just to come back to environmental impact, is there any with using this product with the concrete?
No, there's not, and they do take great care to ensure that the road is, well, if there's rain in the forecast, they do not make any attempt to spray it. They let it soak in for about 30 minutes into the asphalt, and then through the process, they then spread sand on it, and then they come and sweep up the additional sand and dispose of it the day after.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manager Reid. Any other questions? If not, I'll call for the motion. All in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. 8A2, contract number TOS-2023-08, 2024 tandem axe plow truck. The resolution that the motion to accept as a seconder? His worship? Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. 8A3, contract number TOS 2023-04, resurface treatment contract in various locations. Resolution reads that the tender submission from Greenwood Paving Pembroke Limited be accepted for contract number TOS-2023-04, resurface treatment contract in the revised amount of $910,325.60 plus $118,342.33 HST for a total amount of $1,028,667.93, that being the lowest cost tender received, and that the mayor and the clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the City of Belleville, and that the clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. Motion to approve. Councillor Carr, seconder. Councillor Alsop. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I'll call for the motion. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. 8A4, contract TOS-2023-06, asphalt resurfacing various locations. The resolution reads that the tender submission from Fitzgibbon Construction Limited be accepted for contract number TOS 2023-06 asphalt resurfacing various streets in the revised amount of $943,934.10, plus $122,711.43 HST, for a total amount of $1,066,064.53. This being the lowest cost tender received, and that the mayor and clerk be authorized to sign and accept the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the City of Belleville, and that the clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. Motion to approve as presented. Councillor Thompson, a seconder. Councillor Kelly, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, a motion to approve. Any opposed? Motion carried. 8A5, request for proposal ENG 2023-06, consulting engineering services for sanitary inflow and infiltration study, Palmer Road Pumping Station service area.
Can I move as read?
Motion from Councillor Alsop, a seconder. Councillor Thompson, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? No opposed? Carried. Thank you. 8A6, RFP ES 2023-01, design consulting service and electrical backup power system upgrades at the Belleville PCP. The resolution reads that the proposed submission from Associated Engineering Ontario Limited for request for proposal number ES-2023-01 for design consulting services for electrical and backup power system upgrades at the Belleville PCP be accepted in the amount of $372,581.05 plus $48,435.54 HST for a total amount of $421,016.15. This being the most qualified proposed received, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the City of Belleville, and that the clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. May I have a motion to approve? Councillor Alsop, seconder, His Worship. Any discussion? Seeing none, motion to approve. Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 8A7, single source purchase of transit smart fare card project. That's a tongue twister. A resolution reads that in accordance with section 30.3, sole and single sourcing, approval and reporting of the city's purchasing bylaw number 2021-99, the quotation from Garabal SEC be accepted for the transit smart fare project in the amount of $925,800 plus $120,354 for HST for a total amount of $1,046,154, and that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to sign the acceptance agreement on behalf of the corporation of the City of Belleville, and that the clerk be authorized to affix the corporate seal. A motion to approve. Councillor Thompson, seconded. Councillor Alsop. Sorry. I was looking at you and saying your name. Any discussion on the motion? Here, seeing none. Motion to approve. Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. Number 8A8, contract number TOS-2023-09, supply and delivery of 2 low-floor accessible vans. Resolution reads that the request for proposal submission from Humberview Mobility be accepted for contract number TOS-
Move as read, please.
Motion from, thank you. Seconder to the motion? Councillor Chatton. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 8A9, revised Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee terms of reference. The resolution reads that pursuant to the CAO's report number CAO 2023-04, Council approved the amended terms of reference for the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee as outlined in the report. A motion to approve. Councillor Kelly, seconder. Councillor Alsop, all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you. 8A10, revised Lighting Committee terms of reference. Resolution reads that pursuant to the CAO's report number CAO-2023-05, Council approve and amend terms of reference for the Lighting Committee as outlined in the report. Motion to approve. Councillor Thompson, seconder. Councillor Millette. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. Oh, sorry, Councillor Thompson, discussion?
Thank you. Just one little note. The only change we made in the terms of reference is the gateway signage was taken out of our direction for the lighting committee Other than that, the terms of reference stay the same, number of committee members and everything, so.
Thank you for that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, motion to approve. Any opposed? Carried. 8A11, 2023 pop-ups on the Bay lease agreements. The resolution reads that pursuant to the Director of Economic Development's report number DEC-DEV-2023-08, 2023 pop-ups on the Bay seasonal leasing agreement be approved and bylaws for the individual vendors be prepared for council's consideration. Can I have a motion to approve? Councillor Chatton, seconder. Councillor Blett, any discussion? Seeing none, motion to approve? Opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. Consent items, 8B. Council may adopt consent items by one motion, but prior to consideration of such motion, members may request that specific items be removed from consideration under such motion, and council shall consider such items individually. I'll just go around and ask. Councillor Kelly?
No, thank you.
Councillor Millette?
No, thank you.
Councillor Chatton?
No, thank you, Chair.
Councillor Brown?
No, thank you.
Councillor Alsop?
No, thank you.
His worship?
No, thank you.
Councillor Carr?
8B2, please.
8B2. Councillor Thompson?
No, thank you.
A motion then consent items be approved with the exception of 8B2. Can I have a motion to approve? Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Millette. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried. 8B2. Belleville Drinking Water System MECP Annual Inspection Report. Councillor Carr. I need a seconder. Councillor Alsop? All in favor? Oh, discussion? We're going to have the discussion now. I'll get this
Thank you,
right.
Madam Chair. I just wanted to point out that that the city's inspection rating was 100%, and you know, I think sometimes we take for granted the water treatment and things that go on behind the scenes and underground, and we just take advantage of the fact that it comes out the tap and it's good potable water, safe to drink and to use. But there's a lot of work that's involved that the public doesn't necessarily see, but it is regularly inspected, and to have 100% inspection rating is excellent. So kudos to the staff with the environmental services. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Call for the motion? Carried. Thank you. We have nothing under council information matters, so we go right to 8D, Rise and Report. Can I have a motion for Rise and Report? Councillor Alsop? Councillor Brown, all in favor? Carried. Thank you.
Okay, I need a motion for the following bylaws to be read a first, second, and third time. First reading moved by Councillor Chatton, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Reading of 2023, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 23, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, and 79. All in favor? Carried. I need a motion for second reading of bylaws and discussions. Moved by Councillor Alsop, seconded by Councillor Millette. Bylaw 2023, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, and 79. Discussion? All in favor? Carried. Finally, third reading of the bylaws, a motion by Councillor Enright Miller, Councillor Chatton. Bylaw 2023, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 2023, 77, 23, 78, 79. All in favor? Carried. New business. Councillor Carr.
Thank you, Mayor. I noticed, well, actually, I'll start with back in October of 2021, the previous council passed the official plan, and it's been sitting with the provincial government since that time. I see on the Environmental Registry of Ontario that the official plan was actually approved by the Ministry of Municipal Affairs on April 11th, and it's important to note that this is to outline development for a number of years to 2038. and there was 24 modifications to the official plan that was presented to the ministry. And one in particular that's a little puzzling is that they have added a significant portion of land on the eastern boundary into the urban serviced area. And there's also comment on the registry that, I just want to pull it up here because I don't want to make up words, that one of the comments from a member of the public, it's important to note too that the ministry's had this for a period of time, but opened comment up in December for 30 days. And there's some comments there, but one in particular has to do with the area between Bell Creek and Elmwood Drive and south of Airport Parkway, which we had kept as a rural area, but the ministry has seen fit to add it to the urban serviced area. And there's a comment in here from a member of the public that says, we're in regular communication with Belleville Planning Department, and we are told that they see the merit to do this inclusion. And I find that interesting because as chair of the Planning Advisory Committee, there's considerable consultation, a background study that was undertaken, and a lot of, again, consultation with the community, a lot of opportunity for input from members of the public as we develop this official plan. It's done over a lengthy period of time to actually get to the final product, and then to see these changes. And in particular, this one is adding to urban sprawl. And I understand the province's desire to have more housing. I don't disagree with that, but perhaps maybe how it's done, I might have a little bit of a disagreement. So if I could, just through you to Director Ashton, ask the question as to, were staff aware of this inclusion in the urban service area? And were planning staff actually indicating to members of the public that they saw the merit in this inclusion? And thirdly, what's the impact on this in terms of servicing, capacity issues, things of that nature that we obviously didn't plan for through the development of this policy? Thank you.
Director Ashton?
Thank you. So as part of this OP update, there was a municipal comprehensive review determination if we had enough land supply for each of the categories of development. Through our municipal comprehensive review, which was basically the study, the precursor to the actual updating of the official plan, it was indicated that there was enough land supply. Staff has been clear in discussions if there was any expansion of the urban boundary, it would be done at a future date when a future municipal comprehensive review indicated that we would need more urban lands added. We were consistent with that discussion. This property specifically, we did have those discussions that down the road in the future, we would if we did find that we needed additional lands, we would be sort of developing a process where people could make submissions to sort of offer their lands for that submission or for that expansion. This was the result of the property owners. There was a second posting of the official plan. I think it was the comment period. They reposted this, so from December 5th, 2022 to January 4th, 2023 for 30 days. They did post this online and ask for comments. So this property owner did make a submission. They had submitted comments, and I think they made a submission from some consultants that worked on their property, and the staff was sort of first aware of this expansion of the boundary when we were notified that the plan was approved by the minister at that point in time.
I asked several questions there, and I appreciate that it sounds as though, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but a little bit blindsided by the fact that our urban boundaries, urban serviced area has changed based on the ministry's views of this community. What's the impact on this in terms of capacity issues and servicing that we'll now have to consider if this is included as a serviced urban area.
So, to date, all our engineering studies for water and wastewater has been based upon the location of the current urban boundary of the within the official plan. So this is an expansion to that, which was not necessarily contemplated by any of those engineering studies. So there would be a requirement to sort of look at the overall health of the system if they were to sort of connect to our system. Similar in the way that we outlined as part of the Black Bear Ridge, which they are going to be undertaking those studies themselves. So I think the expectation would be that this area would also be looking at whether or not they could basically ship their materials to the wastewater treatment plant, and it would not impact the sort of the ability for the other urban areas to sort of develop as required.
Thank you. Again, I bring this up under general business just because of the fact that it seemed to have caught everybody off guard and certainly has some implications in terms of how we grow our community. And it's quite shocking to see that the ministry would just go ahead and make these changes on comment, but not seek out comment from city staff in terms of the servicing implications. So very interesting times in terms of planning in Ontario. Thank you.
Yes, further to that, I too, and I thank Councillor Carr for bringing it to our attention prior to the meeting, literally prior to the meeting, having none of us having seen it. Certainly, our planning staff voicing the opinion that it seems to be the cart leading the horse, whereby the landowner, simply by way of comment, offering, if you will, saying, "Hey, I've got land." Which developable. I read some of the comments, and the comments basically said just that. We believe we can build, I believe I saw 1,500 homes on this property. Again, we're not only blindsided, we're pretty much gobsmacked by the fact that here's somebody basically pushing along this plan and the province going along with it, saying approving an area in our official plan for 1,500 homes that we knew nothing about. I want to point out that this area as well is not exactly just any plot of rural land. This is the Bell Creek secondary plan area. This is the Bell Creek area. This is, if you will, the area that's east of the current Bell Creek water course. And it's all the way down to Highway 2. And at one point, there was a very contentious exchange on, I can't remember the group, maybe one of the Friends groups in the area, about the fact that the city plans to punch our Belleville East area arterial, the Bear, if you will, the East Arterial Road from the 401, clear down to Highway 2 right through these lands. That isn't on any books that I've seen, but aside from that, these lands are very, very concerning. They're very sensitive lands. There certainly are some people in that area who, and you know, in other areas of the city, who are very concerned about responsible, planned development, if development allowed at all on these lands, and then to see suddenly that the province has turned around and made up our minds for us, if you will. Is very concerning. So I just wanted to note that as well. So I would hope that, you know, we take a harder look at this and we allow a little bit of pushback from our end, because, again, this seems to be cart pushing the horse in this case.
Thank you, Your Worship. I would like to put forward a motion as it relates to the monthly transit pass price change, a bylaw change. And the motion reads that bylaw 2023-81 be a bylaw to amend the fees and charges bylaw number 2022-179 to amend the monthly transit pass from 65 to 70, beginning May 1st, to be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 24th day of April. I will move. Thank you. I just, on behalf of the Transit Advisory Committee, this change was in fact approved during the budget process. So this is just formalizing it through the actual bylaw. The announcement did go out this past weekend as it relates to the fee change. It's $5, which I believe worked out to be about 19 cents per day for any of the users. And all you would have to do is ride it once each day at $2.33, which is still cheaper than the normal transit fare. So all in all, we had recommended that change be made. It was approved by us in the budget process. Now I would just like to put the bylaw in place to enact it. Thank you.
Yeah, quickly, Your Worship. Someone reached out to me, and I guess the origins of this happened on social media in a Belleville Neighbors discussion. And the question was raised, and then I got subsequent emails to it. Why and when did the city rename the James Moore Off-Leash Dog Park to Quinte Dog Park? And then it goes on to say that this individual knew Mr. Moore, and why would it need to be renamed? I've spoken to Mr. Reed from Transportation and Operational Services, and I can assure that the James Moore Off-Leash Dog Park has not been renamed. Mr. Reed passed on the information that some of the signage has come down for work on fences, and in fact, the misunderstanding may be that there's a sponsor group down there that does volunteer work in the park and that sort of thing, called the Quinte Dog Park Association, I believe. So anyway, it's a misunderstanding, and if anybody out there thinks that we've arbitrarily taken the name off the James Moore Off-Leash Dog Park, I can assure that is not the case. So call off the dogs, if you will. We still respect Mr. Moore and all the fine work he had done, and thanking him and his family in his memory. Thank you.
Thank you, through you, Mayor. Over the last several weeks, I've had numerous conversations with families from Gilbert Street, College, Tracy Park Drive, and Lemoyne Street. And lots of concern. For those not familiar, at Lemoyne, there is a pathway, walkway that takes you into Bell Boulevard by No Frills. People feel threatened by one of the symbols in this country, the Canadian geese. We have 3 storm ponds in that area. They're being a headache right now to the residents that use that area. I know last week a 17-year-old was finishing up work at No Frills, his part-time job. His mother had to come and get him because he was afraid to walk or get attacked in that area. So there's 4.5 million geese in Canada, about 500,000 here in Ontario. And I was up there on the weekend after the trash bash by Lemoyne, and I counted about 15 geese. And I was nervous walking through there. Took me 5 minutes to get through there. Also, too, many complaining about the geese droppings at area parks. Looked it up. Average goose can go to the bathroom every 12 minutes. So this is a serious issue. Producing 2 pounds of waste per day. I want to ask General Manager Joe Reed, Transportation Operation, what is the city doing to deal with the geese, and what can we do further?
Manager Reed.
Well, that's a great question, Councillor Kelly. There have been many strategies we've taken to prevent the geese on our trails. As you notice along the Swicks and many of our waterfront areas, you know, the grass is a little longer along the waterfront, and that's because geese typically don't actually like nesting and walking through longer grass. And we also do hire it's a company that deals with geese, and they have strategies in which we employ to try to move them along. We do sweep the trails very regularly, the Bayshore Trail and areas that have frequency of geese droppings very regularly. But ultimately there are some strategies that our residents can employ on trying to prevent that, and that includes not feeding the geese. And we do appreciate when they don't do that. Thank you.
Any other new business? Councillor Millet?
Just briefly, Your Worship, thank you. I wanted to just comment on the fact that this could have come under announcements and possibly on the weekend we had a very successful trash bash. I want to thank Councillor Kelly for coming out, and I understand some of the other councillors in their own neighborhoods took part. Thank you for that. You know, we don't register people for trash bash. We just go pretty much by experience in the volume in our bins, our collection bins. This year looks to have been a banner bin year, and it seems that the weather cooperated, and we did have a very good trash bash day. So thanks to everybody who did their part in keeping the city beautiful and cleaning up their neighborhoods. And to those of you in some areas, we had some people call us the day afterwards, Sunday, and areas they'd cleaned up found litter again. So, you know, it's a little disheartening when people take the effort, but let's all try and do our bit. And on behalf of the Green Task Force, thank you very much to everybody who took part.
Motions, notice of motions, announcements. Councillor Alsop?
Yes, thank you, Chair. May marks both Melanoma Awareness Month and the beginning of summer, so it is imperative for communities across Canada to be reminded of the importance of sun safety. Overexposure to UV radiation is one of the major causes of melanoma and non-melanoma skin cancers. Though skin cancers should largely be preventable, it is the most common cancer, and their diagnosis rates are increasing. 1 in 6 Canadians born in the 1990s will get skin cancer. Many people seek sun without taking the advisable precautionary measures and do not realize that any darkening of the skin color, including a tan, is indicative of UV damage. In order to keep your citizens aware, informed, and vigilant about the potential risks of overexposure to UV radiation, I proclaim May to be Melanoma Awareness Month. Thank you.
Councillor Brown?
Thank you, Your Worship. Whereas Community Living Belleville and area has provided supports and services to adults, youth, and children with intellectual disabilities and their families since 1951. The organization exists to provide quality supports to people with intellectual disabilities, to facilitate their full inclusion in community life, educate the larger community, and advocate whenever necessary. Community Living works with the City of Belleville, volunteers, as well as other groups and organizations to build a community of inclusion, equality, and respect that celebrates the contributions of all citizens. Therefore, on behalf of the City of Belleville, I proclaim May 2023 to be Community Living Month, with the Belleville sign, Bridge Street Bridge, and Fire Station No. 1 Memorial Garden being lit from May 15th to May 22nd.
Thank you, Councillor Brown. Councillor Kelly?
Through you, Mayor. I proclaim this Friday, April 28th, to be the National Health and Safety Day of Mourning. The theme for 2023 is Our Aim, Zero Harm. In 1984, the Canadian Labour Congress established this day to remember and honor those who have died, been injured, or suffered illness in the workplace. It's also known as Workers' Memorial Day. The Day of Mourning is officially recognized in about 100 countries. The day is traditionally marked in many ways, including holding public ceremonies, wearing black and yellow ribbons, lighting candles, observing a moment of silence at 11 o'clock, and sharing stories about how workplace tragedies have touched people's lives. Belleville City Hall staff will have a moment of silence on this day as well. And I want to thank Mayor Ellis for allowing me to share this proclamation. Personal note, Kelly family. My father worked at the Faraday Mines in Bancroft in the early 70s, and many men worked there 50 meters, which is about 170 feet underground, mining uranium. And I know as a little boy, 6 fathers passed away before they hit the age of 50 with lung cancer. So that is a workplace situation that hits home to the Kellys. And I know I'm not alone. There's been other tragedies at work, but this day means something, April 28th. A couple of other announcements I have. Last week, Heather Candler, who is the Director of Economic Development, we had set up a work day at Black Bear Ridge Golf Course with our committee, which I happen to be the chair of. We had strategic planning, and just wanted to thank Heather and the crew at Black Bear Ridge for having us last Thursday. A very rewarding day and successful all around. Also, too, last week in Belleville, it was Career Fair. This comes from the Economic Development Chair table, rather. Career Fair in Belleville had some really good numbers, and I know there were over 50 exhibits. 350 people came by to check it out. I lost my email, but I think there was 57 people got jobs that day, so that was very successful. And lastly, I have here, I want to get this in under announcements. Last Tuesday, the Equity, Diversity, Inclusion Committee had a think tank day, and Catherine Brown, Councillor Brown, kind of quarterbacked that day. It was very successful, and thank you, Catherine Brown, for the energy, the passion for that 3-hour meeting. That was certainly appreciated. And to Councillor Millette, I know you were making comments about giveaway day in Belleville with me and a tricycle. I will say that that was very successful. I didn't find one, but congratulations on Trash Bash this Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. And I just have one announcement. There's still tickets for the mayor's address for the Chamber of Commerce, April 26th, this Wednesday at 7:30 in the morning. Trying to get a sellout, so I'm giving them away today if you want to get there. So, and that's brought to you by the Chamber of Commerce. So, with that, I'll read the confirmatory bylaw, the bylaw number 2023, a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on April 24th, 23, be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed this 24th day of April 23rd. Councillor Alsop, Councillor Chatton, all in favor? Carried. Motion to adjourn. Councillor Millette, Councillor Enright Miller, all in favor? Carried. Thank you, everyone.